So what are the use cases for this? Why are banks and credit unions even bothering to do this? First of all, there's a need for a 360 customer view, and that is the overall benefit and usability of the CRM and core integration, right? Just having all that information accessible from one view and being able to better serve your members and your customers. Seamless account management. Instead of having teams jumping through different systems, trying to piece together all this information about customers or members, they're able to manage the account in one location, automate a lot of the processes and tasks related to that account management, and just have this really efficient process. Targeted cross-sell. So with the CRM core integration, you can see in one spot all the products and services that a client is already using. And then if you want, not everybody likes to do this, but you can also add AI-driven product recommendations. Some people like the AI-driven product recommendation idea. Some people are a little more weary, but that is an option when you are integrating CRM and core together, is to kind of streamline that upsell cross-sell process by using intelligent data to inform your team on what to do next. Real-time data for customer service and support, that is a must in order to successfully support your members and customers. Analytics. One of the great things about CRM is its ability to really visualize that data for you on a dashboard and make it really easy to understand where your accounts are at, where your customers might have needs that aren't being currently fulfilled. And so that will also improve your operational efficiency. And then automating workflows. And not only is automating those workflows going to reduce errors, but it's also going to free up your team from having to do these redundant, mundane tasks on the day-to-day that they don't really need to be spending their time on. Instead of saying, hey, I'm going to send an email to my coworker, I just talked to this person and they need to know this information, you automate that whole process, and it's just one less thing on their plate that they have to worry about doing, and one less thing that can slip through the cracks. So I wanted to hit you with some stats as well on CRM core integration. Salesforce found that financial institutions using integrated CRM solutions have a 45% increase in customer retention rates. Gartner also found that banks with integrated CRMs have a 20 to 25% reduction in their process cycle times. And that is because of those automated workflows and because of that consolidated customer information being accessible from one location. McKinsey report highlighted that banks with effective CRM integration see a 10 to 15% increase in their cross-sell upsell apps, and that leads them to higher revenue growth. And then you have PwC research. They found that integrating CRM and core better equipped teams to manage risk and compliance, and that led to a 25% reduction in those compliance costs. So we want to talk about a real-world use case for CRM and CRM core integration. Our customer Consumers Credit Union recently finished up a project with us and was gracious enough to let us tell their story. So Consumers Credit Union didn't initially have a CRM, and this was causing numerous issues. It was causing frustration with the staff, first of all, because they were having to jump between all these systems to learn basic member details. But they were also having these disparate applications for their case and lead management where, they were basically using these systems not in the way that they were meant to be used, trying to use them as case and lead management systems, just because that was what they had. And so they were trying to make it work. Understandably, customers were also frustrated with the experience, the member experience. NPS scores and surveys were telling consumers credit unions something was wrong and they needed to make some changes. They had very high call wait times and they had inconsistent follow-up for their members. So a member might reach out and say, hey, I need something, I'm having an issue. And then a week later, they still haven't heard back and they reached back out and said, hey, you guys never followed up with me. And you really couldn't blame consumers team for that because they didn't have an effective way to do that follow-up. They didn't have a consistent process. They were also using their core banking solution as their CRM. And a CRM as a customer relationship management solution is built for managing those member relations, right? The core banking solution, as wonderful and as powerful as it is not built for that. And so trying to hobnob that together was really making work more difficult than it needed to be for everybody. So what did Consumer Credit Union do about this? First of all, they adopted CRM in the first place, and they went with a no-code CRM called Creatio. What that did was it immediately helped them build a 360 member view so they could see all the information about a member when they called. Also, they went with no code specifically. And the reason that they did that was for a couple of reasons. But first of all, because with no code, their teams were able to start using it faster. And because it was no code, teams could adapt their processes instead of the other way around. And what I mean by that is this QR code here is actually going to take you to the full recording of our interview with them. But essentially what they said was, look, a lot of these other systems that we were looking at were good CRMs. There was nothing wrong with them. But the problem we were seeing was that if we had chosen one of those, CCU would have lost a little bit of what made them CCU because we would have had to alter the way we do business to match the CRM. Whereas with Creatio, the no-code solution that they chose, they were able to easily adapt Creatio to their processes and their business goals. And that was a deciding factor for them. So as I said, that QR code's for the full recording. Check it out and let us know what you think. So the other solution obviously was integrating their new CRM with their core. What did that do? First of all, they're able to solve member problems faster now. These member issues are no longer falling through the cracks. Their data is trackable, it's reportable. So if a department is struggling, if a member is having a recurring issue, they're able to easily see that and take actions to fix the situation. Now, instead of having to jump around between systems, they've reduced the number of systems that they need in order to resolve different types of problems. Their teams can go right into the CRM and say, hey, everything's located in one spot. This member's calling in. I have a complete view of their history with us, their cases, their accounts, and any flags. All of that is right there for them so that when the member calls, they can address their needs more efficiently.